I'm making this video only because plenty of companies, or let's say freelancers, wrote articles, created videos, and they had some agenda behind it. So they're like offering their own platform, they were offering their own e-commerce solution services. And I just wanted to make this video to be honest, right? So you won't find any of the affiliate links of the competitors in a description. This is my perspective on Shopify. I made plenty of tutorials about Shopify. I made like about plugins, about 50 to 70 tutorials how to use various plugins on Shopify. And I helped with managing Shopify stores when people wrote me. So I know a thing or two about it. Now this is just, this is going to be also a hard video. And let me explain why. Before we start, I also want to share that Shopify, some positive sides of it, and then we will go to the reasons in which I wouldn't choose Shopify. Shopify is a top-notch tool that you can use for e-commerce. Top-notch. And let me explain why. Not only because it's like fast, all right, but with Shopify applications, they got the best apps on the market, with the cross-sell, with the upsell, with the SMS marketing that you can connect directly with Shopify, that you don't have to go to the external, let's say, program somewhere like on a different site. You can like integrate it really well. Then their integrations works damn good. You can automate so many things. Then also with affiliate, if you want to have also for when people want to sign up on your website for some, let's say, coupon or some, I don't know. It's damn simple and effective. The apps that are made for Shopify e-commerce are the best on the market. And I tested plenty of those, all for BigCommerce, also for WordPress and other builders like Ecommerce. It's just like, it's too good. And also another thing, Toby, the CEO of Shopify, was streaming on Twitch StarCraft 2 for like 150 people. Which billionaire is streaming StarCraft 2, my favorite game, on Twitch? Like what? And you could like, I wrote him questions and he was answering me. And no one was watching it. I'm like, guys, are you crazy? Like this such a huge deal is streaming. So yeah, I know I'm a huge fan of Shopify, but I just wanted to make this video for everyone who is interested that, okay, why you shouldn't use Shopify. So these are the positives of it. It's top notch. Now, what are the negatives? Okay, so the first one, let me show you, is actually the transaction fee. This is something that people be like, oh my God, I don't want to pay it. And how does it actually works is that, let me show you. Transaction fee if not using Shopify payments. So you have option to use Shopify payments and they take some cut, but some percentage. But let's say that you would use Stripe or PayPal. Not only you pay only to PayPal or only to Stripe, you pay also to Shopify payments another 2%, 1%, or 0.5%. But still, with the apps and everything, I think many times it's worth it. But this is negative thing because Ecommerce doesn't have it. Also, BigCommerce doesn't have it. So maybe if you're gonna have like a lot of volume, those 2%, 1%, 0.5% can make a lot of money. So for some people, it can be really important. The second thing is that I wrote here, is that I would use Shopify if I really want to go to the e-commerce business. If you have mainly service-based business and you are selling like 2-3 products, but that's not your primary way of income, I wouldn't choose Shopify. You would overpay it for nothing. Shopify is expensive. It's expensive for teams and it's expensive for apps. So even the more apps you're going to use, the more money you're going to pay. You can easily end up that for all the applications, for the, let's say the theme is a one-way payment, but let's say that you would be paying the middle one for $79. And then you would pay for the apps. You can pay easily like $200, $150 to $200 easily per month. It can really adds up. And when you pay like, I don't know, some kind of also for shipping, also for email marketing and everything, it can really adds up. So be just careful with this. And you just have to really keep in mind that if you want to use Shopify and you're not primarily for e-commerce store, I don't know if I would be going with Shopify. If I'm going to have like primarily e-commerce store, yes, I can have like service-based business as on a like site, something of it, like consultations for people. That's all right. But other than that, I would be like careful about it, right? So that's something you should definitely keep in mind. And also their themes are pretty expensive, but they're like damn good. So that's something you should definitely keep in mind too. Now, the last thing that I prepared for you is that so the site can slow down if you're gonna have like a lot of plugins. Plenty of people reported when they installed plenty of plugins, the sites became much more slower. So you just have to make those things lean. Now, personally, it's just like much better comparing to WordPress, and let me explain you why. Is that with WordPress, you have one problem, and that's the plugins are not managed. That anyone can upload whatever plugin they want, and they are not updated, those plugins, so it's not good. And also there are security issues. Shopify doesn't have it. At least I didn't read, or don't have my own experience with security issues with Shopify. And their whole team and everything they're like pretty good. So Shopify is, again, to summarize this whole video, Shopify is a wonderful choice that you can use for your business, that you can use if you want to actually create for e-commerce store, and I would recommend it to most of the people. But if you don't have the capital right now, the money for like, let's say, paying $100 to $200 a month for everything, that you're just like messing around and thinking about starting a store, I would really try to go with a free version of, let's say, what is it, Square, or see, you can just like easily create products and online in person. You can create online store completely for free, and you can test it out, test the waters if you like it or if you don't. And this is something you can definitely do. And also, Equit is a good idea too, but their apps are lacking, in my opinion. Webflow, I wouldn't personally use it. Square owns Webflow. No, sorry. Was it Webflow? Weebly. They own Weebly, not Webflow. Yeah, it's a Weebly, not Webflow. Webflow is separated, so it's a completely different business. Sorry. So they own Weebly, and I wouldn't recommend it too. Maybe you can use like also with Big Cartel or something like that. That's the idea too that you can do, and that's pretty much it. So I hope this video was helpful and provided some kind of value. Use it for e-commerce. If you don't have enough capital, don't go with Shopify. Buy their apps, man. They're like from a different world. And with the way how we can optimize it, how we can automate things. Like, this is something that most of the entrepreneurs don't do. If they want to create their own store, they don't automate. Like, you need to create effective processes with the labels and everything, that you don't have to work that much. Like right now, I'm at a point that I generate from 10 to 15K a month, and I get everything automated. Literally, I don't do that amount of work, like 1 to 2 hours. I really need to work every single day. But I want to create more, so I work like every single day, and I will be working until I die because I enjoy it, right? But also, what you need to do is take a break. So this is another thing, right? So thank you very much, guys, for watching, and have a great day, and goodbye. See ya.